Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, like this video and press the bell icon. In this video, you will learn how to create a server using Node.js. Node.js is an open-source, cross-platform JavaScript runtime environment that executes JavaScript code outside of a web browser. It allows developers to use JavaScript for server-side scripting, enabling them to build scalable and high-performance network applications. Node.js uses an event-driven, non-blocking I/O model, which makes it lightweight and efficient, suitable for building real-time applications, such as web servers, chat applications, APIs, and more. One of the key features of Node.js is its package ecosystem, NPM, Node Package Manager, which is one of the largest open-source libraries of reusable code. Node.js has gained widespread popularity among developers due to its simplicity, speed, and versatility. It has become a popular choice for building server-side applications, particularly in scenarios where real-time communication and high concurrency are required. In both the MEAN and MERN stacks, Node.js serves as the backend server environment. It handles tasks such as routing, database interactions, and serving data to the frontend. Additionally, Node.js enables full-stack JavaScript development, allowing developers to use JavaScript on both the frontend and backend, streamlining the development process and promoting code reuse. To get started, we need to install Node.js on our system. In Google, type Node.js and press Enter. Click on this link. Here, you will see there are two versions available. The first one is 20.11.1 LTS, recommended for most users, and the other one is 21.6.2 current, with the latest features. We will use the 20.11.1 LTS version, as the current version might have some bugs. So, just click on the LTS version, download the file, and install it. I have already downloaded Node.js and installed it. Press the I button to watch the video on how to install Node.js. Here, I have created a directory for the Node.js server. Right-click and click on Open in Terminal. Let's check the installed Node.js version. Type the command node-v and press Enter. You can see the installed Node.js version is 20.11.1. Now to check NPM version, type the command npm-v and press Enter. You can see that the NPM version is 9.5.1. Let's open the project directory in Visual Studio Code. Before proceeding further, make sure you have installed the npm IntelliSense extension by Christian Kohler. This extension helps in auto-completing NPM modules in import statements. To create a Node.js server, we need to set up our project environment. The first step is to initialize a new Node.js project. We'll do this by running the npm init command. Open a new terminal. Now, type the command npm init. Enter name of your package. Press Enter. Enter a short description. Here, you will be asked for an entry point. The default is index.js. If you want to use a different entry point, such as server.js or app.js, you can enter it here. I will choose index.js as the entry point, so just press Enter. For the test command, git repository, and keywords, you can simply press Enter. Here you can enter your name in the author section and press Enter. Leave the license section blank and press Enter. Now, you will be asked, is this okay? Type yes and press Enter to confirm. Now, a package.json file will be created, which is essential for managing our project's dependencies and configurations. You can see all the details related to the project in the package.json file. Now, let's create a file called index.js. Now, we're going to import the HTTP module, which is a built-in module in Node.js that allows us to create an HTTP server. We do this by using the require function of common.js. Here, we're assigning the imported HTTP module to a constant variable named HTTP. This allows us to access the functionality provided by the HTTP module throughout our code. The HTTP module is a built-in Node.js module. To indicate that it is a built-in Node.js module, you can add node: before HTTP. Now that we've imported the HTTP module, it's time to create our server. We will assign the server to a constant variable named server. Next, we will use the http.createServer method, passing in a callback function as an argument. The callback function of createServer accepts two parameters, req and res. req stands for request and res stand for response respectively. When our server receives an HTTP request, it passes information about that request to our callback function through the req parameter. This includes details such as the URL, request headers, and any data sent along with the request. On the other hand, the res parameter represents the response object, which allows us to send back an HTTP response to the client who made the request. Add the parameters req and res inside the callback function. Let's add a console.log statement inside the callback function, which will log a message to the console each time our server receives an HTTP request. This helps us monitor server activity and debug any issues efficiently. Now we will use the res.end method and pass the string hello YouTube inside it. This will send the string hello YouTube as the response to the client and then end the request. The \n at the end represents a new line character, which adds a line break in the response. Now that we've set up our server, we need to start listening for incoming requests. We do this using the listen method provided by Node.js. Add server.listen method. Here we need to specify the port on which the server will run, so add 5000 as the port. After that, add a comma and then add a callback function. Inside the callback function, add a console.log statement with the message server started on port 5000, which will log this message in our terminal. Now, to run the server, in your terminal, type the command node.index.js and press enter. You can see the message server started on port 5000, which indicates that our server has successfully started and is now listening for incoming requests on port 5000. Open your browser and navigate to localhost :5000 and you will see hello YouTube, which is the response sent by the server. This response is generated by the res.end hello YouTube statement we added in our server code. Now, if you return to the terminal where our server is running, you'll notice a message saying, request received by server. This message is a result of the console.log, request received by server, statement we added inside the callback function of our server. Here you can see request received by server is displayed twice. This happens because the browser usually makes a request for the favicon.ico as well. Press Ctrl+C to stop the server. Press the up arrow key to bring back the command node.index.js and press enter to restart the server. The server has started. Now, open your browser. Open Developer Tools and go to the Network tab to see the requests. Reload the page and you will see two requests. The first request is for our server at localhost 5000 and the second request is for favicon.ico. Browsers often automatically request this icon when loading a web page to enhance the user experience. You can see all the properties contained in the request object by using console.log req. Press Ctrl+C to stop the server. Press the up arrow key to bring back the command Node.index.js and press Enter. You can see the message, server started on port 5000. Open your browser and reload the page. Now, go back to your terminal and you will see various properties and information about the request, such as the request method, URL, headers, etc. After the request object, just add a dot, and you will see all the properties related to the request object. Add URL after the dot to see the URL property of the request object. Press Ctrl+C to stop the server. Press the up arrow key to bring back the command Node.index.js and press Enter to restart the server. Open your browser and reload the page. Go back to your terminal and you will see two URLs. The first is the server's root endpoint, and the second URL is automatically requested by browsers for the favicon icon. Now, let's define the hostname as localhost and the port as 5000. Inside the callback function of our server, set the status code of the response to 200. The status code 200 indicates that the request has succeeded, and the server is sending back the requested content. Now set the response header using res.setHeader, content type, text/plain. This tells the client that the content being sent back is plain text. Now, let's console log the status code of the response along with the URL property of the request object. Now, pass port and hostname in the listen method separated by a comma. We will use template literals to log a message to the console, indicating that the server has started and specifying the hostname and port it's listening on. Here, we will use string interpolation to dynamically insert the values of hostname and port into the string. As we have made changes to the index.js file, we need to restart the server. Press Ctrl+C to stop the server. Press the up arrow key to bring back the command Node.index.js and press Enter to restart the server. The server has started. Open your browser and reload the page. You will see the Hello YouTube string, which is the same output as before. Now, go back to the terminal, and you will see URLs with a 200 status code, indicating that the requests were successful. Comment out this code block. Instead of setting the status code and header separately, we will now use res.writeHead, 200, content type, text/plain. This method combines setting the status code and headers into a single call. Next, we use res.write, hello PHP node tuts, to write the response body. This method writes the specified data to the response stream. Here, we're sending the message hello PHP node tuts as the response. Finally, we call res.end to signify the end of the response. This method tells the server that we've finished sending the response to the client. To handle errors, we will use the .on method to listen for the error event. When the error event is emitted, the callback function that you pass to the .on method will be called. Here the .on method is used to listen for the error event. When the error event is emitted, the callback function that is passed to the server .on method will be called. The callback function simply logs the error to the console. Now we need to restart the server. Press Ctrl+C to stop the server. Press the up arrow key to bring back the command node.index.js and press Enter to restart the server. The server has started. Now, go to your browser and reload the page. You will see Hello PHP Node tuts as the response. Now, let's send our response by including HTML content. Inside the res.write method, wrap Hello PHP Node tuts with the h1 tag and close the h1 tag. This will render Hello PHP Node tuts as a heading with larger text when displayed in the browser. Press Ctrl+C to stop the server. Then press the up arrow key to bring back the command node.index.js and press Enter to restart the server. The server has started. Open your browser and reload the page. You can see that here the HTML tags are being treated as plain text instead of being rendered as HTML elements. Go back to VS Code. Here, we need to change the value of the content type from text/plain to text/HTML. Press Ctrl+C to stop the server and then restart the server. The server has started. Go to your browser and reload the page. You can see that now, Hello PHP Node tuts is displayed as a heading, styled with larger text. This indicates that the response is now rendered as HTML. You might have noticed that whenever we make any changes in the index.js file, we need to restart the server, which can be quite inconvenient. To address this issue, you can use the command node-watch, which automatically restarts the server whenever changes are made to the index.js file. Press Ctrl+C to stop the server. Now, type the command node-watch index to restart the server. The server has started. Open your browser and reload the page and you will see Hello PHP Node tuts as a response. Let's add welcome back after PHP Node tuts to make changes in the file. Go to your browser and reload the page. You will see that the response has changed from Hello PHP Node tuts to Hello PHP Node tuts welcome back. Notice that this time the server has automatically restarted. You can also use a package called MEAN, which is a very popular package for the same purpose. If you want to enable ES6 module support, simply change the extension of the index file from .js to .mjs. However, we will use another approach to enable ES6 modules. Open package.json file. After main::index.js, add type::module and save the file. Now, open index.js file. Comment out the first line. Now, you can use the ES6 import statement to import the HTTP module. Open your browser and reload the page. You will see the same response as before. Remove welcome back from the response. Go to your browser and reload the page. You will see Hello PHP Node tuts, which means ES6 import is working fine. Open package.json file and remove type module, as we will not be using ES6 modules. Revert back the changes we made in the index.js file. Open your browser and reload the page. You will see the response as, Hello PHP Node tuts, welcome back. Now, let's see how to send JSON data as a response. Duplicate this code. Comment out this code. Create an object named employee to represent JSON data. This object contains key-value pairs representing various attributes of an employee, such as first name, last name, age, and city. Each attribute is assigned a corresponding value, providing information about the employee, like their first name, last name, age, and city. Now, pass the employee object in the right method. Open your browser and reload the page. You will see this site can't be reached error message, which indicates that there's an issue with the server or the connection. You can see an error in the terminal. The chunk argument must be of type string or an instance of buffer or unit 8 array, received an instance of object. It means that we can't send the employee object directly. We need to convert it into JSON format. To do this, we will use json.stringify method to convert the employee object into a JSON formatted string. This method serializes the JavaScript object into a JSON string, making it suitable for sending as a response. Change content type to application/JSON. Go to your browser and reload the page. You will now see the JSON formatted data being displayed as the response. The employee object has been converted into a JSON string using the json.stringify method. Go back to VS Code. Instead of sending plain text or JSON data as a response, we can serve an entire HTML file to the client's browser. This allows us to create dynamic web pages with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Let's see how this is done. First, create an index.html file. Type exclamation mark and press Tab key to create an HTML skeleton. Change page title. In the body section, add some text inside an h1 tag. Open index.js file. Comment out this entire code. We will use the fsFileSystem module provided by Node.js to read the contents of an HTML file. Let's import the fs module using the require function. Here, we will use readFile function, which is used to read the contents of a file asynchronously. Then in the parentheses, we will use __dirname, which is a Node.js global variable that represents the directory name of the current module. After that we will concatenate __dirname with the file path. Here, it specifies that the file named index.html is located in the same directory as the current module. In the callback function we will pass two parameters, error and data. Error will hold error object if an error occurs during the file reading operation. The data parameter holds the contents of the file if the operation is successful. Now we will check if an error occurred during file reading. If an error occurs, set the response status to 404 not found using the res.writeHead method. Set the content type to text/plain. Then send the plain text response with the message, file not found, using res.write method. Finally, end the response using res.end method. Now, let's add the else block. Here, if no error occurred during file reading, we set the response status to 200 OK using the res.writeHead method. Then we specify the content type as text/HTML to indicate that we are sending HTML content. Next we use the res.write method to send the contents of the file as an HTML response. Here we pass the data variable, which contains the contents of the file, as an argument to the write method. After that, end the response using res.end method. Comment out this code. Open your browser and reload the page. You will see the content of the index.html file. Welcome to PHP Node.js official website in h1 tag. Now, in the index.html file, remove the text official and save the file. Open your browser and reload the page. You can see that now the content of the file has been changed. Open index.js file. Now, let's simulate a file not found error by changing the file name to index.html, adding an extra x to the file name. Open your browser and reload the page. You will see a file not found error message in your browser. Let's revert back the changes we made. Go back to your browser and reload the page and you will see the content of the index.html file. Let's create a public directory. Move index.html file in the public directory. Now, let's update the file path of index.html. Open your browser and reload the page and you will see same output as before. Now, open index.html file and make some changes to the text inside the h1 tag. Reload the page, and you will see that the output has changed because we modified the text inside the h1 tag in the index.html file. We have learned how to create a basic Node.js server, handle HTTP requests, serve static files, and send responses in various formats such as plain text, HTML, and JSON. These fundamentals are essential for building more complex web applications using Node.js. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. I will see you in next tutorial. Till then, stay safe.